Aloha, everyone, and welcome back to the program. Now, don't worry, I'm not going to flip off anyone today. Unless I have to, then, of course, all bets are off. And as you know, I'm always going on and on about how the blues are in everything and that everything is the blues. Well, today, I've decided to go ahead and put my money where my mouth is. So please like, share, subscribe, comment, because it's Alvin Lee putting the blues in a funky, soulful rock mix that could only happen in the 1970s. So it's Ride My Train, courtesy of the Midnight Special. Enjoy this shit, man. I told you, man. I told you. Alvin Lee, Ride My Train. For the Midnight Special, 1970s. Funky, soulful rock and blues. It didn't get better. Not only does it make me nostalgic for artists and music like that, but it makes me just nostalgic for backup singers like that. Ooh, that's some rock and funky souls back there too. Man, Alvin Lee is best known, of course, as the guitarist and lead singer for 10 years after. And if you're thinking, they did that song, what was that called? You're right. It was called I'd Love to Change the World. And right now you're going, that's it. Yep, I knew that one. And I know you did. Alvin Lee was born Graham Anthony Barnes, December 14th, 1944 in Nottingham, England. And he formed the band 10 years after with his friend and bassist Leo Lyons when he was just 16 years old. And it was really his performance at Woodstock that really launched his career. And while he was with 10 years after, Alvin Lee did record 10 different albums. But by 1973, he started to feel limited by the band's sound. Got to get myself squared away there. Even though that the group produced some really cool hit records, Lee was preferring more of a blues rock sound. So he decided just to kind of strike it out on his own. And again, in 1973, he gathered with a group of friends who, I guess, kind of knew their way around a song or two. Guys like George Harrison and Steve Winwood, Ronnie Wood, and Mick Fleetwood. And together they recorded On the Road to Freedom, which really became a real cool, critically acclaimed album and also helped push the boundaries of what country rock was thought to be back in the day. Later that same year, he sat in with Jerry Lee Lewis when he recorded a double album. It was called The Sessions, recorded in London with great artists. Yes, that was actually the title. That album also included Albert Lee, don't get those guys confused, Peter Frampton, and Rory Gallagher as well. And a year later, apparently on a dare or something, he formed Alvin Lee and Company to play a show at the Rainbow Theatre in London. Now, that show was recorded and released as his own double live album called In Flight. And then with some lineup changes, Alvin Lee and the company recorded 2 more albums, that being Pump Iron and Let It Rock. And yes, what he lacked for in regards to, I guess, naming albums, he sure as hell made up for it, his ability just to play some great shit live and, well, on album as well. And unfortunately, we did lose Albert Lee in 2013 at the age of 68 from complications, I guess, really from kind of a routine surgery. But the good news is that Alvin Lee kept playing really until almost the day he died. Following up Pump Iron and Let It Rock, he contributed to Bo Diddley's 20th anniversary of rock and roll album. And then he formed a band called 10 Years Later, with Tom Compton on drums and Mike Hawksworth on bass. That group went on to release 2 albums, Rocket Fuel in 78 and Ride On in 79. And that group went on to tour throughout the United States and Europe. Then the 80s came around and made yet another musical change and recorded 2 albums with Rare Bird's Steve Gould. And on one of those tours, he kind of upgraded the guitar position by including former John Mayall and Rolling Stone guitarist Mick Taylor to the band. Guitar nerds no doubt took notice and attended that tour in droves, I guess. And then later on, he actually reformed 10 years after. That was in 1989 for the album About Time. And really then he just kept recording and touring throughout the next century, finishing finally in 2012 with the album Still on the Road to Freedom. Now, during his career, Alvin Lee recorded more than 20 albums. And really for probably most folks, they remember him, as that guy who kind of sang that really cool song that's on that Best of the 60s album that I used to own. But for those who really got a chance to dig into his catalog, and I'm sure many of you did and will let us know below, Alvin Lee was a rare talent and a real musical inspiration. Joe Satriani said Alvin Lee was a pivotal influence in his playing style. Slash said Alvin Lee was the first badass, super fast guitarist he remembers ever hearing. And everyone who knew him upon his passing called him just a great and caring person. And that's awesome. Now, look, I do appreciate your time. Please like, share, subscribe, and let us know your thoughts on Alvin Lee. And I guess we'll see you next time. Take care, my friends. Y'all take care.